Very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We're tracking the latest developments regarding the war in West Asia and the Gulf. And in a significant development for India's energy security amid Gulf tensions, the Indian-flagged LPG carrier Nanda Devi has successfully crossed the strategic Strait of Hormuz. The vessel is carrying over 46,000 tons of liquefied petroleum gas and is now en route and expected to arrive at the Vadinar port in Gujarat shortly. This follows diplomatic efforts securing safe passage with the Indian Navy providing escort. The transit provides crucial relief to domestic LPG supplies. Joining us on the broadcast to discuss this further is Major General A.K. Savaj, defense expert, and Ambassador K.P. Fabian, a former diplomat. I thank the both of you for speaking to NewsX and for taking out your time. Let me in fact go across to Major General Savaj first. A very good morning to you, General. We're looking at a very significant development for India. We are seeing another carrier for LPG come in. It has successfully navigated that Strait of Hormuz with the Indian Navy escort and is supposed to arrive in India very soon. And it is obviously going to secure our energy needs.
Two oil tankers have successfully crossed over. One is oil tanker Shivalik, now oil tanker Nanda Devi. And both combined they are carrying almost more than 90,000 metric ton of LPG. So I think it's a very good news. We managed to have a good conversation with Iran and they have agreed for the Indian oil tanker to pass through. At least two have passed by. Now we have to see it as to how the situation unfold in future. But the point is that if Strait of Hormuz is blocked, because the 20% of oil and almost 35% of LNG and LPG come from there, there is going to be impact on the complete economy of the world. The oil prices are already soaring up. They are more than $100 per barrel. They are likely to go by 150 in case if Strait of Hormuz remain closed. As far as India is concerned, we are quite well placed as far as the oil is concerned, because what has happened is we have diversify our source from 24 to 40, including West Africa, then Latin America, also from US, and we have increased our basically import from Russia from 25% to 40%, which we were already taking. So as far as the oil is concerned, things are seemingly looks to be totally in control. But when it comes to LPG and LNG, which we produce almost 40%, ourselves 60%, which we sort of import, which come mainly from Qatar. So that is a cause of concern, because LNG and LPG has to come from Middle East, majority of it. Though the government is already announced that we have also increased our own production. The domestic production has increased by 25 to 30%. So I suppose to that extent, that is also a good news. But overall, it doesn't seem that war will be end too soon. And in case this war doesn't end soon, it will have a rolling impact on the economy of the world, and especially the oil and gas, because the Strait of Hormuz is remaining blocked. The US is trying to open it, but there are no takers. US is trying to rope in certain countries from Europe, whether it is France, Germany or UK. They have by and large refused it. South Korea, Japan, as well as Australia, no one is coming forward. They are saying this is not a NATO war. They don't want to get involved into this messy war. So therefore the point today is, it is only the US which has to find its way in Strait of Hormuz. If US is the strongest navy in the world, why can't it open a Strait of Hormuz? The simple answer is because Iran is fighting asymmetric warfare. Because Iran is very good in fighting asymmetric warfare in terms of laying mines. It has laid sea mines there. It has got also drones which are going and hitting the oil tankers which are trying to pass by without permission, and also they have a speedboat which is laden with the explosive and come and hit the ship. So the point today is the situation is quite precarious. The war is now, intensity has increased, as well as you find that area of influence has also increased. Now it is Azerbaijan, Turkey, Cyprus. So it looks that it possibly may go out of even from the regional war. At the same time, what's happening in Lebanon, the Hezbollah was become very active. So Israelis are basically attacking on Lebanon wherever there is a hideout of Hezbollah. The war is going on there. Hezbollah has been pushed back by the Israeli ground forces. At the same time, the Houthi rebel has now become very active in Red Sea. They are also not allowing the ship to pass through the Suez Canal going toward the Mediterranean from the Asia. So therefore, the whole situation is quite complex, and the war, it does seem that it will be end soon. And the main point in this is, I suppose that US underestimated the capability of Iran. They thought it will be something what happened in Venezuela, that in case Ayatollah al-Khamenei and his top commanders are eliminated, 40 military commanders and political commanders, that Iran will come to its knees and Iran will not able to fight. But it has not happened. Iran is fighting and fighting well, and Iran has an arsenal of almost about 10 to 15,000 basically missiles and rockets, and almost 1 lakh drones. So this war is not going to get soon. It will take time, and all the countries are now trying to save its economic interest.
Absolutely, General. In fact, also joining us on the broadcast is Ambassador Fabian. If I can also rope in him into this discussion. Ambassador, we were just talking about energy security and how India has been able to in fact maintain that. We have been able to secure our energy security with such strategic moves. This is the second oil tanker that India has managed to pass through that Strait of Hormuz with Indian naval escort, and it has 46,000 tons of LPG, which we require right now, because the general also pointed out correctly, Ambassador, that oil we might have diversified, but in terms of gas, we get it directly from Qatar, which has stopped its production, and we do need to secure our sources as soon as we can. Even though the government has stepped up its production, the government has also made sure that the domestic consumers are not hit. But this is another way. Strategically, diplomatically, we are talking to Iran, we are getting our tankers through.
Thank you. Well, the general is right in drawing attention to the stoppage of production of LNG by Qatar. We should also look at what has happened to the oil facility in UAE at Fujairah. So let's look at the big picture. Iran's message to America and to the rest of the world is, listen, you cannot, America and Israel cannot go on bombing Iran right and left, killing people, killing the leaders, killing the destroying the infrastructure, and the rest of the world cannot have life as usual. So that is Iran's strategy, and it is working till now. Now, coming to the specific point you mentioned about India's diplomatic victory. Yes, indeed, it is diplomatic victory on the part of India to have persuaded Iran to permit the passage of 1 or 2 ships through the Strait of Hormuz, despite, and I repeat, despite India's reluctance to criticize Israel for killing the supreme leader, for attacking Iran without any justification whatsoever. So Iran is playing chess. It is not only the 2 vessels which have come, as you said, most welcome, but Iran's message to India is, India should speak up as the leader of BRICS, and also as a leader of the global south. Now, that is something not easy to do, but I honestly believe it is possible to do. It is possible to find words in public statements in a manner which does not condemn Israel, because I will never use the word condemn in such circumstances, but making it clear that India honestly believes that this war was unprovoked, unnecessary, and that India recognizes that Iran had stopped looking for a nuclear weapon way back as certified by the CIA. So I think India has to do a little more diplomatically. Whether India will do it or not, well, let us not prejudge.